something? Is it fond of? Is it enjoy? Is it adore? Or is it desire or wish? Right? But please be careful. You know how each functions in a sentence. If you are going to say, I like, um, I know I like to use I like. Okay, maybe we could try and use some other pronouns like cat, right? Cat. Oh no, cat wishes. The- Does a cat wish? That's funny, right? Okay, so a name, maybe the man, the charming, the charming man, the charming man wishes to marry, to marry, oh sorry, to marry his dream girl, right? In this case, he is wishing to marry his dream girl. But if you change it to the charming man likes to marry his dream girl, you know, it doesn't really suit the whole context, the whole idea of this charming man marrying the dream girl. Okay, so you have to make sure that it's suitable enough, it's appropriate enough, it's properly used in that particular sentence. Okay, so how do you do that? You need to try and find out the definition. Okay, now for us, we are the second language learner for English. So how you can do this? You can try and translate them as well. So translate them in BM or in Mandarin or in Tamil, up to you. As long as you know what it means and as long as you know how to use it in a sentence. Okay? And again, this is for cheap, anything to do with prices. So for cheap, you can say affordable, you can say inexpensive or low end or ultra cheap. This is to say it's super duper cheap. Okay, super super duper cheap, right? The 2 ringgit shop, right? Super duper cheap, right? So you can say ultra cheap. All right, so you can use this. Okay, now moving on to other words. Other words for your senses. If you want to use something to do with your taste, you can say tasty, you can say yummy, you can say heavenly. The chocolates, the chocolate cake is heavenly, right? So there you go. You can also say appetizing or delectable, right? So touch, anything that has to do with anything you touch, right? Maybe the whole environment or the whole atmosphere or the whole feeling of an object, right? You can say it's cuddly for a teddy bear or cat or a dog if you have pets, right? Soft, crumbly. You can also say for any food that is dry, then describe the word dry, or you can also use for something that has a texture really soft, right? So soft, smooth, you can say that, all right? And smell. When it comes to something that smells really good, you can say fresh. You can say it smells wonderful, right? If something that's bad, you can say rotten or you can say smelly, stinky. Okay, if something smells really sweet, like desserts, you can say this dessert smells divine and sweet, something like that. Now, there is one word that I notice here, taste, divide. Okay, I don't think this is relevant. Okay, so I'm going to remove that. All right. I think there might be a spelling mistake, or I'm not so sure why I put it there. Okay. I cannot remember. I cannot recall. All right, but never mind. These are some of the words that you can use in order for you to describe that one thing from plain to excellent. Okay, now we're going to take a break for 5 minutes. Okay, and what's up next is all about the writing. Okay, it's all about the writing. No, no, no. It's not that I'm asking you to write, but it's applicable in your writing. Okay, so come back in 5 minutes. So see you, and please, please, please spare pen and paper next. All right, so see you in 5 minutes. And attempt on writing this part. Now, for the two, please make sure that you write full email address. If let's say you are not given any email address, any email domain, okay, like for example, the domain that we can see, or we most of us use at gmail.com or at hotmail.com or yahoo.com, right? These are all email domain. Okay, so if let's say it's not given, then you can create your own, but please make sure that you include his name. Please do not come up with any silly ones like Teddy or um, bubbly. Okay, no, just keep it as what is given to you. So if it's Gilbert, so maybe we can have like Gilbert, or Gilbert a number, maybe Gilbert 00, something like that. Right? So a full email address, and please use a simple and concise statement. So in this case, the statement is regarding the science camp, right? The school science camp. So you can write that down, right? The school, the school science camp, because that is the main idea of the whole email is about, right? So you can write school science camp. Okay, now you can see that I said here you have to spend 8 minutes on writing. Why do we have to spend 8 minutes on writing? Because there's one last part that you need to do. Remember that after writing, you need to try and check your tenses, spelling, and your punctuation, and you need to also check your words. You need to proofread your work. You need to proofread your writing. So you can spare that 2 minutes. Okay, spare that for 2 minutes. So again, for this part here, please do not spend too much time thinking, what email? Okay, if it's not given to you, then create one. As simple as this, gilbert@gmail.com or Gilbert00@hotmail.com. Something as simple as this. Okay, and then for the subject, keep it as simple as this too. All right, now here for proofreading, spend 2 minutes. Okay, once you have done writing, and please make sure you proofread. Now, I'm going to show you which one is better. Is it A or B responses? Now, let's have a read. So here, this is A. He says hi. Okay, he says here now, Gilbert and Cam, hi, thank you for writing to me. Good to meet you again. I think we can join the camp together. The camp start at 8 a.m., right? We can meet at the science lab around 7:45 a.m. and we don't have to bring a lot of money because there is no fee and food is quite cheap too. But we got to pay for some games if you want to participate. So I think bringing 20 ringgit is good. See you, bye. Okay, this is A. Now, when it comes to B, for Gilbert, the science camp. Hi, Gilbert. Thanks for your email. Yes, it was great seeing you again. I think joining the science camp is a marvelous idea. Since the registration will begin at 8 a.m., shall we meet at 7:45 a.m. at the canteen? It will give us an ample time to walk to the campsite. There's no entry fee, but we need to pay to participate in some of the science games displayed at the booths. I also heard the food is inexpensive there. I guess taking 20 ringgit with us would be sufficient for the day. See you soon. Bye. Now, which one is better? I believe that everyone will say B is so much better. Why? As you can see, okay, thank you, Kaishun. B is so much better because you can see that the language here is so like conversation, right? Like you have a conversation with a friend. So here it says, no, we can join the camp. Even the grammar is also wrong. The camp start, no, this is simple present. It should be the camp starts at 8 a.m. And you can see a.m. spelled wrongly. It's supposed to be a.m, right? A.m. And science lab, okay? Although it's a short form, acceptable. But please make sure you try and spell laboratory. Much better. And we cannot use conjunction when it comes to the start of a sentence. I already introduced that now for compound sentence just now. No, it's not allowed to be used at the beginning of a sentence. You need to have another sentence here. Then only we can have, and we do not have to bring a lot of money. And food is quite cheap too. You can say, yes, you can use the word cheap, but please, if you want to have or if you want to score really high, try and use more intermediate to advanced vocabulary. But we got to pay for more games. If you want to participate, I think bringing 20 ringgit is good. Again, you want to have good, good email, acceptable for this one, but I would say score maybe I would give around 8 out of 20. But for this one, maybe I would give him or her around what, 17 out of 20.